Most stalled deals are not about price. They're about fear. Price is just the excuse customers use when they don't feel ready. Research from sales psychology and buyer behavior consistently shows that hesitation increases when uncertainty remains unresolved. And according to studies summarized by Gartner, more than 60% of buyers say their decisions stalled because they felt unsure, not because the offer was too expensive. Customers hesitate when questions remain unanswered, and trust isn't complete. Urgency feels forced rather than earned, and when fear is present, logic shuts down. Think about the last time you hesitated on a big decision. It probably wasn't because you didn't like the option, it was because something didn't feel settled. Great closers understand this. They don't rush the moment. They don't avoid it either. They resolve what's unresolved. Closing is not a mechanical step in a process. It's an emotional moment. Resolving someone's concerns requires patience and emotional awareness, high optimism, low defensiveness, and a low ego. When a salesperson becomes defensive, customers sense pressure. When they feel pressure, they protect themselves by slowing down or saying no. Here's a simple illustration. Imagine walking to the edge of an old bridge you've never crossed. The bridge might be strong, but if no one answers your questions about it, how it's built, how long it's been there, and you haven't seen other people cross it, you hesitate. Great salespeople don't shove people across the bridge. They walk them to the edge and answer the questions that make crossing feel safe. That's why great closers don't sound aggressive. They sound calm. Now, here's where many organizations get it wrong. They assume there is one right way to close. There isn't. Some salespeople close best through guidance, asking thoughtful questions, reinforcing alignment, and letting the customer feel ownership of the decision. Others close best through urgency, creating momentum, narrowing options, and driving a clear next step. Both approaches can work, but only when matched to the right personality and sales environment. Forcing the wrong closing style creates resistance, buyer regret, later cancellations, and returns and refunds. A high-urgency closer in a trust-based environment feels pushy. A low-urgency guider in a transactional environment feels passive. This mismatch is one of the most common causes of stalled pipelines. Closing is emotional leadership. At the moment of decision, the customer sets the emotional tone. If they are calm, grounded, and confident, the customer relaxes. If they are tense, rushed, or defensive, the customer feels danger. The worst closers push when fear remains, or retreat when resistance appears. They can get defensive when challenged or avoid the decision moment altogether. Avoidance is just as damaging as pressure. When a salesperson backs away too quickly, customers interpret it as uncertainty, and uncertainty kills momentum. The best closers do something different. They move forward calmly. They ask clearly. They stay emotionally steady. They don't pressure. They confirm. They say things like, based on what you've shared, does this feel like the right next step? And what concerns are still holding you back? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you moving forward, and what would move it higher? These questions don't push, they clarify. And clarity reduces fear. Closing effectiveness is not just about technique, it's about temperament. Some people remain steady under pressure, others become reactive. Some lean in when fear appears, and others pull back. You can train language, you cannot train emotional steadiness. That's why two salespeople can use the same closing script with wildly different results. One sounds confident, the other sounds tense. When companies hire without assessing closing temperament, they end up coaching symptoms instead of causes. And when deals stall, leadership often blames pricing, marketing, or competition when the real issue is unresolved fear at the moment of commitment. Great closers don't force decisions, they guide decisions. They don't rush people through fear. They resolve it. And that's why deals either stall or succeed. Thanks for checking in today, and please remember, we love helping people recruit and coach the best and build outstanding sales cultures. So give us a call. We'll be waiting. See ya.